The heavenly wood. The sacred staff of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, known as the Asa-e-Musa, is a blessed staff mentioned with reverence. It is said that this staff was originally from paradise. It had many miraculous properties, and several of its wonders are mentioned in the Holy Quran. This sacred staff was first given to Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, in paradise. It came from one of the trees of Jannah, paradise. Over time, it was passed down as an inheritance through generations of prophets, from Prophet Seth, to Prophet Idris, to Prophet Nuh, Noah, to Prophet Ibrahim, Abraham, then to Prophet Ismail, Prophet Yaqub, Jacob, and finally to Prophet Shu'aib, peace be upon them all. When Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, married the daughter of Prophet Shu'aib, peace be upon him, he was gifted this staff. It was through this staff that many miracles were performed, such as bringing forth water from a rock, splitting the sea, and defeating the illusions of the magicians. The Holy Quran mentions the staff in several verses. For example, وَأَلْقِي مَا فِي يَمِينِكَ. Translation, and throw what is in your right hand. وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى. Translation, and what is that in your right hand, O Musa? After Prophet Adam, peace be upon him, this staff continued to be passed down as a prophetic inheritance. A narration also mentions that when Prophet Adam was sent down from paradise, he brought this heavenly staff with him. After marrying the daughter of Prophet Shu'aib, peace be upon him, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, set out with his wife toward Egypt. On the way, he saw a light in the valley near Mount Tur, Sinai. Mistaking it for fire, he approached it hoping to bring some fire back to provide warmth and light for the journey. At that moment, Allah the Almighty granted Prophet Musa his prophethood and bestowed upon him the blessed staff, Asa, a miraculous stick with divine powers, one of which was that it could transform into a serpent by the will of Allah. Allah said to him, "And what is that in your right hand, O Musa?" Prophet Musa replied, "It is my staff. I lean on it, and with it I beat down leaves for my sheep, and I have other uses for it." Surah Taha, ayahs 17 and 18. According to the tafsir of Abdullah ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with him, this was the same staff that Allah had sent down with Prophet Adam from paradise. This staff had been passed down through the generations, first to Prophet Seth, then to Prophet Idris, then to Prophet Nuh, Noah, then to Prophet Ibrahim, Abraham, then to Prophet Shu'aib, and finally to Prophet Musa, peace be upon him all. This blessed staff had many unique features. It would turn into a serpent when commanded. Water would gush from a rock when struck with it. It swallowed the ropes and staffs of the magicians during the confrontation in Pharaoh's court. It was used to knock down leaves for his sheep. It cleared thorny paths during travel. This miraculous staff remained with Prophet Musa until his passing and was buried along with him. Since then, it has not been seen again.
Chapter 2. The Miracle of Prophet Musa, Moses' Staff. When Allah granted Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, prophethood, and sent him to Pharaoh to convey the message of monotheism, Tawheed, and to free the children of Israel, Bani Israel, from Pharaoh's oppression, Allah also gave him certain miracles to prove the truth of his prophethood. One of the greatest miracles was his staff, stick. Though it appeared to be an ordinary stick, whenever Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, threw it to the ground, it would turn into a living, massive serpent that hissed and swallowed everything in its path. When Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, entered the court of Pharaoh and invited him to believe in Allah, Pharaoh mocked him and summoned his magicians to compete with him. The magicians cast down their ropes and staffs, and through their illusion, it appeared as though they turned into writhing snakes. Then, by Allah's command, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, threw down his staff, and it transformed into a gigantic snake that devoured all the illusions of the magicians. Witnessing this, the magicians immediately recognized the truth and fell down in prostration, saying, "We believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun." This angered Pharaoh even more, and he became increasingly tyrannical. However, Allah continued to support his prophet through that staff, which became a symbol of divine power and a miracle of truth.
Chapter 3. Lord, make me faithful. Introduction to the Quran, Part 3. The miracles of Prophet Musa, Moses, peace be upon him, continued. The original homeland of Bani Israel, children of Israel, was Sham, the Levant. But during the rule of Prophet Joseph, peace be upon him, they had settled in Egypt. Over time, and especially under the oppression and tyranny of Pharaoh, they forgot their actual homeland and began to consider Egypt as their own land. Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, brought them back towards God. He reminded them that this land, Egypt, was not meant for them. God had not destined it for them. Their true homeland was the land of Sham. He urged them to go there. After delivering them from Pharaoh, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, led the Bani Israel out of Egypt toward Sham. It was a huge crowd, and all of them were traveling on foot. Along the way, the Bani Israel began to complain to Musa, saying, "We are tired, this journey is too long, and we are hungry." Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, prayed to God, and Allah provided them with manna and salwa. Manna was a sweet substance, and salwa was a type of bird meat. These foods descended from the sky daily, and the people of Bani Israel would eat and survive from them. However, a time came when they even got bored of this heavenly, spiritual food. They began to say, "We want vegetables from our own farms. We want onions and we want spices." Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, replied, "Do you wish to exchange what is better for what is inferior?" Allah had promised them the land of Sham, but when they were commanded to enter it, they refused, saying, "There are powerful nations residing there, and we do not have the strength to fight them." Despite Musa trying to explain and convince them, they stubbornly disobeyed. As a result of this defiance, Allah decreed that they would wander the desert for 40 years. That entire generation wandered, and only their new generation was allowed to enter the land of Sham.
Chapter 4. The Strike of the Staff and the Splitting of the Sea. Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, conveyed the message of Allah to Pharaoh for a long time. He showed many miracles and signs, but Pharaoh remained arrogant and refused to accept the truth. Instead, he increased in his tyranny and cruelty, especially towards the Israelites, Bani Israel. Allah then commanded Prophet Musa to rescue the Israelites from Pharaoh's oppression and lead them out of Egypt. One day, the people of Bani Israel gathered before Prophet Musa and requested to leave Egypt under the cover of night. Prophet Musa said that if it was Allah's command, they would go. So at night, they secretly departed from Egypt, with Musa, peace be upon him, leading them. When morning came, Pharaoh learned that the Israelites had fled. Furious, he mobilized his army and set out to pursue them. Meanwhile, the Israelites had reached the seashore. In front of them was the sea, and behind them was Pharaoh's powerful army. The people were terrified and said, "We are caught now.
but Allah revealed to Prophet Musa to strike the sea with his staff. When he struck it, the sea split into two, creating a dry path between the waters. The Israelites crossed safely through the sea on the dry path. Pharaoh, in pursuit, entered the sea with his army. Once the Israelites had safely crossed, Allah commanded the sea to return to its natural state. The waters surged back, and Pharaoh, along with his entire army, drowned in the sea. This event is mentioned in the Holy Quran, and we brought the two groups face to face. Thus, Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, was granted one of the greatest miracles, and the Israelites were granted freedom from the tyranny of Pharaoh. Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, saved his companions and drowned the enemies in the sea. Indeed, this incident is a great lesson, yet most of them denied and did not believe. This is the verse from the Surah Ash-Shu'ara. This is the sacred miracle of Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, which was manifested through his staff. The Holy Quran has mentioned this miracle repeatedly, using different words and titles, so that people may take lessons and guidance from it. And Allah knows best.